It was a quiet Thursday evening when I noticed him, standing across the street, leaning casually against his black SUV like he owned the block. Hands in his pockets, sunglasses on even though the sun was dipping behind the houses. Calm, confident, dangerous in the way only someone who knows exactly what they're doing can be. I recognized him instantly. Greg, my wife's coworker, the one she had spent extra hours with at the office lately, the one she insisted was just a friend. I froze. For a second, I thought I was imagining it. Maybe I'd read too much into the messages I'd seen earlier. But no, he was there, waiting, like he had permission. My wife, Melissa, was inside, probably unaware of the storm outside. Or maybe she was fully aware. I didn't want to confront him yet. Not without proof, but my gut told me one thing. He wasn't just visiting for small talk. I watched through the window as he pulled out his phone and started typing, occasionally glancing at my front door. Then I saw Melissa step outside. She looked at him, smiled, and waved. My heart stopped. He didn't wave back. He approached her slowly, deliberately. She laughed at something he said, brushing her hair behind her ear, and then he held out his hand. I couldn't breathe. Her hand went into his, just like that. I wanted to yell, to break the door open, to make him vanish. But I stayed silent. I needed clarity. They walked toward his SUV, still holding hands. She glanced back once, at me, not a look of fear, but one of excitement. I couldn't believe it. After everything, after years together, she was leaving willingly. My first instinct was anger, pure, burning anger. But I realized something else too. This was confirmation. The messages, the sudden late nights, the excuses, everything I'd brushed off as stress at work or team meetings. It all added up. I grabbed my coat, my keys. I wasn't going to confront them, not yet. I needed a plan. I followed at a distance, just enough to see them park at a dimly lit restaurant downtown. Melissa laughed at something he said, leaning in close, resting her hand briefly on his thigh. My stomach churned. Inside, Greg acted like he belonged there, like he was the prize she had been searching for all along. My wife didn't look nervous. She didn't look guilty. She looked happy. I stayed in my car, hidden in the shadows, watching, listening, taking mental notes, every gesture, every laugh, every glance between them, fuel for the confrontation I would have to plan. After about an hour, they came out, hands entwined. Greg opened the passenger door for her. She slid in, and then they drove away, calmly, like nothing had happened, like the world was theirs. And I realized she had already made her choice. I went home and sat on the couch. My hands were shaking, not from fear, not even from anger, though there was plenty of that, but from the weight of betrayal. I thought about all the signs I'd ignored, the sudden obsession with appearances, the constant texts at odd hours, the small white lies, and now this, public, blatant, unapologetic. I couldn't believe I'd been blindsided for so long. But the worst part? I knew deep down, she hadn't been hiding anything from him. She had been hiding everything from me. And yet, I also realized something else. The anger could wait. The confrontation could wait. What I needed was distance, space to think, space to decide what kind of closure I wanted. Days passed. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I didn't stalk her social media. I simply observed from afar, letting the truth of what she had done sink in. Friends noticed the tension. "Everything okay?" they asked. I nodded, but inside I was plotting the moment I would reclaim control of my life. Not out of revenge, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Because one thing became clear. She didn't see me as the man she had promised to love. She didn't see our marriage as a partnership. She saw it as something to tolerate until something better came along. And Greg? He was just the delivery mechanism, the symbol of her choice. A week later, I confronted her, calmly, Not shouting, not crying, just standing in the kitchen, looking her straight in the eye. "I saw you," I said. Her face went pale. "Saw me?" "Leaving with him," I continued. "Outside our house, calmly, like you belonged to him, like I didn't exist." She opened her mouth, stammering. "It's not what it looks like." "It's exactly what it looks like," I interrupted, "and I need you to understand something. This isn't about Greg. This is about you, about what you've been doing for months, about what you think is acceptable, about the fact that you don't see me and you don't respect me." Her eyes filled with tears, real tears this time, not the kind that gloss over excuses. I, I made a mistake," she whispered. "I didn't mean to." "I'm done," I said softly, and I meant it. She begged, pleaded, tried to promise me things would change, tried to say it was just a phase, tried every word she could think of. I walked out. I let her cry. I let her learn that actions have consequences. Greg? I ignored him entirely. I didn't confront him. I didn't threaten him. I let my life speak louder than any words. Weeks later, I moved on. Found distance, clarity, and freedom. The kind you only get when you refuse to be someone's placeholder, someone's backup plan, someone who isn't chosen. And sometimes that's the most powerful confrontation of all, because when she finally looks back, she'll see me living fully, thriving, and completely untethered, and I'll smile quietly, knowing that the man she thought she could replace wasn't replaceable after all.